Hey there, I appreciate you taking the time to tune in here. I'm Dawson. I've worked in the local service industry for 8 years, and I've spent time actually quoting jobs and running forestry mulching equipment. And the reason why I built this program is because I saw the bottlenecks that prevent forestry mulching companies from growing to the next level, and I want to help people do that. So let's talk about who this program is for. This is specifically for forestry mulching businesses running between 1 and 3 machines and working to make the owner more hands-off, and also working to scale revenue and hire more operators. The problems that we're trying to solve with this program, we're working towards pricing jobs right, training employees to bid jobs instead of you, the owner, and reducing equipment downtime through maintenance systems. So there are 3 installations total that take place installing systems into your business. Let's break those down. So number 1 is a pricing framework. So within the pricing framework, we have 3 pricing models that we outline. The first of which is a flat rate pricing that we typically use for smaller jobs. The second is an hourly pricing model plus a trip fee for transporting equipment. And then the final pricing model is the production-based model, usually on larger projects that can be priced by the day or by the acre. So why do we want to use this pricing framework? What we're trying to do is maximize revenue on the easy small jobs, protect profit margin on jobs that have any uncertainty. We're trying to put a pricing framework in place that scales cleanly as you add more operators into your business. And we also want to improve the customer experience and confidence around your services. Now, scaling with this pricing framework does a few things as well. So it allows you as the owner to delegate estimating with confidence to your employees, reduces profit loss as you start to add more operators to your business. It produces consistent revenue even as the job type varies, and prevents inconsistent pricing decisions as you start to scale your business. Now, a part of the objective of creating this pricing framework is to set revenue benchmark targets that your business is going to work towards per operator. So we're going to set a minimum accepted daily revenue along with a normal targeted daily revenue to get you producing the amount of revenue that you need to in your business to scale. And everything flows back from that. We're basing our flat rate minimums on that, our hourly rates, and our trip fee pricing based on the revenue goals that we set within your business. All right, moving on to installation number 2. So this is an employee bidding guide. So as I'm sure you know, this industry is not a super straightforward pricing system. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what to look for on the jobs. And that's the purpose of this second system here. So the goal of this employee bidding system is consistency and profit margin protection. So a good bid protects your profit, prevents equipment damage, maintains a great customer experience, and avoids surprises on the job. So what we're going to do is install a checklist that you would have your bidding employee use to keep track of all the details that they need to when they're bidding jobs. And what are we trying to accomplish with this system? So the checklist captures real world risks when you're bidding a job, like hills, debris, rocks, bricks, concrete, stuff like that. The guide will explain to the employee sort of how to interpret these risks and how to work those into what they price the job at. This is going to help your pricing stay consistent over different types of jobs with different risk levels. It's going to help you as the owner retain control over how jobs are priced without actually being there in person. And it's going to help your employees gain confidence in pricing these jobs, feel like they've got some more structure in their job, and overall help them do a better job of what they're trying to do. All right, moving on to system number 3. So we're talking about equipment maintenance now, and we've got 2 parts of this. We've got the operator maintenance responsibilities and the back end maintenance playbook for your business. So let's start with that operator maintenance responsibilities. Now, the goal of this part of the program is to outline maintenance checks that the operators are responsible for, creating a custom maintenance checklist for your equipment that you have in your business. And ultimately, we're doing all this to avoid unnecessary downtime. Downtime is just profit taken right out of your pocket. So the more we can avoid that, the better. And why we're spending energy on this topic here is because failing to structure the maintenance on your equipment just simply will result in more downtime and lost profit. You've got to have systems around your equipment maintenance. Otherwise, it'll get forgotten about. And before you know it, you're broke down on a job and the money's not coming in anymore. And secondly, here, the operators need to have clear outlines so that they understand what their responsibilities are for maintenance, and also so that they can be held accountable if something's missed. Now, moving on to the second part of the maintenance program here. So this is the back end maintenance playbook. So this is a system that sort of runs in the background of your business. It's going to help you structure maintaining your equipment properly. So what this is essentially a contact list that is used when equipment breakdowns unexpectedly, parts are needed quickly. Instead of asking, who do I call? Where do I get this? Those answers are already written down in this contact list that's custom built out for all the equipment that you have in your business. So this list is going to contain equipment specific dealer information, the dealers that you bought your equipment from, parts suppliers for each major machine and attachment that you guys are running, specialized service providers for things like windshields, welding, tracks, etc., and contact details such as phone numbers, addresses, names, etc. Each section on this list is organized by the piece of equipment, not by the vendor type, so the correct contact can be found quickly just based on what type of equipment needs to be repaired. All these systems are custom built to fit in your specific business. So these are not generic templates that get passed over to you. These are systems that are built specifically around your equipment, your operators, the terrain that you're operating in, so that they function as smoothly as possible for your specific application. So the length of this program is 30 days total. So week 1 will contain between 2 to 3 calls for discovery and information collection about your business. That's the type of equipment, how many operators you're running, sort of all the details about your unique business so that we can start building the systems that are going to get implemented. Weeks 1 and 2 are going to be building and adjusting the systems that I've outlined above for your business. Week 4, we're going to work on implementation, making sure these systems work cleanly in your business, and then making any adjustments as we need. And then just to touch on what success looks like from this program, we want to leave you with a clear pricing logic, fewer bad jobs, less owner decision overload, more things passed off to your employees, and fewer preventable breakdowns. And again, the goal of all of this is to increase your revenue and put more profit in your pocket. So if this sounds like something that could be useful to you, the next step would be to hop on a quick call. I'll ask you a few questions about your business to see if this would genuinely be a good fit for you. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I'm happy to talk if you'd like to explore this further. Thanks.